They said a single dad shouldn't dream too big. They said men like him were lucky just to survive, not hope for miracles. But they didn't know that the moment they tried to make a fool of him, the woman everyone feared, the CEO who never bowed to anyone, would fall the hardest. I first heard their laughter behind my back as I dropped off my son at school. Same people. Same whispers. Same judgment about the man who worked 2 part-time jobs, wore worn-out shoes, and still showed up with a gentle smile for his little boy. They didn't see the nights I stitched my own shirt to save money. They didn't see the mornings I left home before sunrise so my son, Liam, could eat breakfast like every other child. They just saw a man struggling, and for some reason, that made me an easy target. It all began the day our town's biggest corporation announced a special scholarship event. Kids from all financial backgrounds were invited, except everyone knew poor kids stood no chance unless they had connections. Liam wanted to apply. He was bright, curious, and too young to know how cruel adults could be, but the bullies at school, the parents, not the children, decided to have their fun. One of them, a wealthy businessman named Caswell, smirked as he suggested I bring Liam to the corporate event. Who knows, he teased loudly. Maybe the CEO will take pity on your sad story. Everyone laughed. Everyone except Liam. I saw the confusion in his soft eyes, and something inside me cracked. I wasn't angry for myself. I was angry because my son thought he had to apologize for being born into struggle. Still, for his sake, I went. The event was hosted in a glass building so tall it mirrored the sky. I felt out of place the moment I stepped in, holding Liam's hand with my one good shirt ironed 3 times. People stared. Whispered. Judged. Then something unexpected happened. The room fell silent as she walked in. Ava Sterling, the CEO, powerful, unreadable, elegant. A woman whose decisions could change lives with a single signature. But what struck me wasn't her authority, it was the weariness behind her confidence, the kind that came from being admired yet deeply alone. She began speaking to the crowd, but halfway through her speech, her eyes landed on Liam struggling to reach the juice table. Without hesitation, she stepped off the stage, walked past the stunned audience, and helped him. She smiled at him, genuine, warm, then looked at me. That single glance felt like she had seen every storm I had survived. When the event ended, Caswell and his friends decided to embarrass me further. They approached Ava pretending to introduce me. He's a special case, Caswell laughed. Single dad. Works small jobs. Thought he could get his son in the program. They expected Ava to laugh. Instead, she asked me directly, "What do you do?" Her tone wasn't mocking, it was curious. Before I could answer, Caswell cut in, "Men like him don't do anything. They just hope someone saves them." Ava's expression sharpened. "I didn't ask you." The room went silent. That was the first moment I realized she didn't play by anyone's rules. I told her the truth, my day shifts, my night shifts, the sacrifices, the dreams. She listened. Truly listened, and then she surprised everyone. "Bring your son tomorrow," she said. "I want to see his work personally." Caswell turned pale. The whispers turned from mockery to shock. And for the first time in years, I walked out with my head high, not because of pride, but because someone powerful had treated us like human beings. That night, after putting Liam to bed, I stared at the ceiling wondering why she had helped us. CEOs didn't usually notice people like me. They didn't step off stages for our children. They didn't defend us. I didn't know that the next day would change everything, because Ava Sterling, the woman who built walls around her heart higher than her corporate tower, would see something in me she never expected, something real, something dangerous, something she hadn't felt in years. The next morning, I woke early, dressed Liam, and rehearsed how to thank Ava without sounding foolish. But when we arrived at the building, the staff already knew our names. "Miss Sterling is waiting," they said politely, "waiting for us." I couldn't understand why that made my heart race. Ava invited us to her private office, a space filled with awards, books, and a panoramic view of the city. But despite the intimidating environment, she knelt beside Liam, asking about his interests. "Do you like building things?" she asked gently. "I want to make things that don't break easily," he said shyly. She looked at me and smiled. "He gets that from you." No one had ever complimented me like that. No one had ever seen past my struggle long enough to notice my strength. She reviewed Liam's small project drawings, ones he made using scrap paper and dull pencils. But Ava treated them like they were masterpieces. She asked questions. Encouraged him. Praised him every moment, made my chest tighter. Then came the turning point. As we prepared to leave, Caswell barged in angrily. Are you seriously considering them? This sets a bad example. People will think they can earn success without money, without status. Ava stood up. That's enough. He scoffed. You're defending him now? Nobody? The way she looked at me then, soft, protective, almost fierce, caught me completely off guard. He's not a nobody, she said sharply. He's a father doing everything he can with the little he has. And that makes him more impressive than anyone in this room. Caswell stared, stunned into silence. She continued, and for your information, his son's design is the best submission I've seen. Caswell stormed off, humiliated. And the moment he left, Ava sighed heavily, rubbing her temples. People like him think power makes them important, she murmured. But they have no idea what true strength looks like. You don't owe us anything, I told her gently. But thank you for seeing us. She looked at me, really looked, and something changed in her eyes. I didn't do it out of pity, she said quietly. I did it because you remind me what courage looks like. Her voice trembled ever so slightly. A CEO doesn't tremble unless something inside her is breaking open. In the days that followed, she invited us back multiple times for Liam's mentorship sessions. What started as polite conversations slowly grew into something deeper. She asked about my life, my dreams, my fears. She shared her own, the loneliness of power, the betrayal of people who pretended to care, the exhaustion of being strong for too long. We grew closer, too close, and when Caswell tried once more to turn the company against me by spreading rumors that I was using Ava for money, she confronted the entire board. In front of everyone, she said, if helping a hardworking father and his son is wrong, then I'll break every rule in this company. That was the moment the board stopped questioning her decisions, and the moment I realized she didn't just respect me, she cared deeply. One evening, after another mentorship session, she walked us to the elevator. Liam ran ahead, excited about the scholarship he eventually earned because of his talent, not pity. Ava stood beside me, hands slightly shaking. I never believed I would admire someone's heart as much as I admire yours, she whispered. They tried to make a fool of you, but you showed me what real strength is. I swallowed hard. Ava, she looked up, eyes shining. I don't want this to end when the elevator closes. Neither did I. She stepped closer, her voice trembling. They tried to make a fool of the single dad, but I'm the one who fell. She pressed her forehead to mine, and for the first time in years, we both let our guard down. The door opened, Liam calling for me. Ava smiled, brushing away a tear. Tell him, she whispered softly, that I'll be here tomorrow. And the next day. And the next. Because she didn't just fall for the man, she fell for the family she never knew she needed.